Hello guys, welcome to my channel. Today we are going to sew 8 pieces slit using this northern kente. You get it? So that's what you are going to use to sew it. So what I'm going to do is to cut 8 of this according to the length that I want, and the length that we are using is a length of 40. The length of 40. So I'm going to cut 42. Okay. Usually this you go and they will join it for you, but because we are sewing 8 pieces, there's no need going to join and then you come and cut. So we are just going to cut 8 of it. So what we have here, the width is 14.5, which is okay. So 8 pieces. The down, you cut it based on the down. Do you get it? How much you want at the down. And so 14.5 is okay. Okay, so here is it. I'm done cutting 8 of that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I'm going to take 1 out, put the 6 aside, and then we are going to do everything on it. So I'm going to fold it this way. And so as for the down, you will determine how wide you want it, and that is what is going to determine the width of your fabric. You can go like 20. So when you fold it will be 10. So how much you want it to flow at the down. Okay, so this is it. Now this is what we are going to do. We are going to measure from waist. The upper part here is going to be the waistline. So we are going to place it here and measure to the hip and also to the knee. Okay, so when we place it here to the hip, we are going to measure 10.5. Do you get it? Usually I'll measure 9. My client's, the hip is a bit down, and because I'll fold the upper part 1 inch, I'll make it 10.5, but I'm also even going to make it 11, because at the end of the day I will have to knit it and then fold it for the rope. Okay, so I'll mark 11 here for the hip area. Do you get it? Okay, 10.5 will be okay. So I'll make it 10.5 for the hip. Then from waist to the knee, is 23, between 22 and 23. But when it comes to 8 pieces, you don't measure exactly at the knee. It will not be beautiful, and so we'll come up and make it 20, including sewing allowance. 20. So when we fold 1 inch up, it will be at 19, which is perfectly okay. So that will be it. So I'm going to draw the lines. I'm going to join it. And so we have here 10.5 here, and then we have here 20. It's okay. So we are going to join the lines and then come here also. Okay, so this is it. The next thing to do is your hip measurement. You're going to take your hip measurement and divide it by 8. Because it's 8 pieces, you're going to divide it by 8. And so the hip measurement we are using is 44. 44, we will divide it by 8. And so 44 divided by 8 is going to be 5.5. But with a 5.5, you can see we have folded this into 2. So the 5.5 to you divide it into 2. And so instead of 5.5, we are going to run it to 6. You get it? So we are going to make it 6. And so 6 divided by 2 is going to be 3. Okay, 3. And so you have to place your 3 inches here. 3 inches here. And I'm going to take the same 3 inches at the waistline. Do you get it? At the waistline. Then when we come to the knee side, I'm going to take 1 inch from the 3 inches, and that's going to be 2 inches. You can take ½ inch from it. I'll take ½ inch rather from it. Okay, and so this is it. And so what we are going to do is to add sewing allowance to it. I am, instead of the ½ inch, I'm going to take 1 inch, because you can take ½ inch or 1 inch, but I'm taking 1 inch. Or the other thing you can do is take your tape measure around your knee and then walk through the measurements you will get. You divide it for this. Do you get it? But this method also works. So you are going to add allowance to it, and I'm going to add allowance of 1 inch to it, because we'll join it to the other. So this side, so I'll add 1 inch. You can decide to add ½ inch, it will still be okay. But this is kente. Sometimes it will be removing when you cut, so it's better you add enough allowance so that even if it removes, it will not affect it much. And I'll add 1 inch also here. Okay, and so I'm going to join it, and I'll use my curve to join from here to the knee side. You see, and I'll use the straight ruler to join it straight. Okay, so this is, now we come to the down here. As for the down here, we are taking everything. So I'll just use this long ruler to join it to the down here, from this side to the down. You see, and so I hope you can see it very well. Okay, so we are going to cut it. Okay, so this is it. Now the waist here, because this we are making it a slit in Ghana, we are going to add rope to it. That is why I left it like that. I didn't place any waist. I didn't divide the waist into 8 and place the measurement there. Do you get it? And so when you open up, this is it. So this is the down part, you see, and this is the upper part. Now I am going to use this to cut 4. I'm going to cut 3 and add it to this, and then it will be 4. So I'll just take 1. So I'll just take 1 and fold it this way, place it on it, and then cut it the same. Okay, so we have 4 now. So I'm going to take this one out, put the 3 aside, and this is what I'm going to do. The other 4 left, I'm going to, that one is going to go to the side of it. So I have 2 here together. Okay, I have 2 here together, and that's what I am going to do. I'm going to open up this one and place it on them this way. Okay, so I've placed it on it this way. This is what I'm going to do. At the hip side, I'm going to add some 1 inch allowance there for extra allowance, in case if it's too tight and my client wants some opening, it will be okay. As for the waist side, I will leave it like that. I might even come in by ½ inch. I might even come in by 1 inch, yes. And the knee side here too. I'm going to leave it like that. Sorry. So what I'll do is I'm going to cut this side. So this one will go to the side of the dress. So this will be in the middle. So let me cut this side. Okay. And so this is what I'm going to do. This is the waist side. I'm marking so that I can take it off. Okay. So I'll take it off. And this is what I am going to do. I'm going to come to the waist side and I'm going to reduce it by 1 inch. Because the waist of the person is 30. The waist is 30. If you divide it by 8, it's going to be 3.75. And so let's say it's 4 inches. And so if you bring this one here, this is 4 inches. You see, give some allowance. And let's say we want to give, because it's a slit, we will add rope, so we don't want it to be too tight. And so we'll add 1 inch for it to be 5 inch here, and then maybe extra allowance of 2 inches, 7. And so 7 will be here. So you see, it's exactly here. So here, then what we are going to do is to just get our curve this way, and then so I'm going to place it here and then shape it to meet this way, and then we'll take our curve this way also, and then shape it to meet this. You see, you see. Then we are going to join it to the down part. And so the 4, we are going to cut it this way. So what I'm going to do now is to pick the other 2, place it there, place this one on it, and cut it out. So this is it. We are done cutting our 8 pieces. Do you get it? So this is the 4 for the sides, front and back. You know, front will take 2, back will take 2. The other 4, they are also for the middle part. That is 2 for the back middle and 2 for the front middle. Do you get it? So this is what we are going to do, the front part. So we'll put this aside. Okay, and then the front part, that is the other 4, we are going to take 2 from the other 4 that will work on the front parts. Okay, and we are going to do some reduction here and there. Okay, this, we want to take this point there from the hip line from there. We want to take it there, and then it will be straight, this hip line, so that when you sew, the front will be flat. It will not be folding here and there. Do you get it? Okay, so what we do is we'll just take a long ruler, and I'm going to mark 1/2 inch here. Yes, I'm 1/2 inch, and then I'll mark 1/2 inch also here. Okay, and then I'll take a long ruler and I'm going to place it on it from the knee side to the half inch that I marked, and I'm going to mark it straight. You see, and I'm going to do the same thing also here. You can decide to fold it and cut on one side, but I will do it this way. So we are taking any curve from it so that that place will be straight. So you see, it is straight. Now when you do this, you are not done. Remember, you are going to join it to other side. So we will take 2 from the back. This one is going to serve at the back. So we'll take 2 from it, and then we'll place the 2 there. So this is going to be for this. You see, we are going to join this way, and so we have to shape this line. So we just take this off. You see, so when you join, it's going to be straight. So one will be here and one will also come here like this. Do you get it? And so this is it. And so this 2 is going to be for the front part, and so we'll put that together so that you don't mix it with the other one and then confuse yourself. As for the back, because of the buttocks or your ass, you don't really need to take the straights. You don't really need to take anything and make it straight. Your ass will take care of it. Will take care of any potholes there. Okay, so this for the front, and then this for the back. Make sure you put it together, separate it back and front. Do you get it? So this is it. This is it. You see. So I'll bring you another video on how we join all this together with lining. We just place on the lining and then cut lining for each. Thanks so much for watching. If you are watching me and you have not yet subscribed, please consider subscribing, like and share this video. Bye bye.